All right, January 2nd. So I think today is still gonna be a low day. Volume, people are still out of town, extending their vacation till Monday. It's gonna be, I think, low volume. But we're one time framing down on the daily. We finally filled that gap below, and but then we opened sun at 6 p.m. yesterday Central, and then we found buyers. So we're up. We have a range of 41 points on the overnight session, which is we're still inside the range from Wednesday. And the settlement was way at the low of the pretty much the low of the day. That's where the settlement was for Wednesday. So to me, that's a bearish close. It's a bullish open. So we're back at the 20-day point of control, and the profile, if you look at it for the last 20 days, is pretty ugly, right? It's a multi-distribution profile. This market still doesn't know, where to accept prices. We have a few candidates for the point of control to shift to. Right now, 69.30 is pretty big. It's very prominent. So I think what needs to happen is that we fill these areas uh, with volume until we have some nice profile. I don't see anything that could right now move us out of this range. So I think more chop is coming. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if we retest this settlement because of that move from Wednesday, and I see that there's more acceptance in the lower side of the range than the upper side of the range. You see how we have all these low volume areas, but in any case, this 69.12 low volume node, right above the weekly low from last week, is where we have some support. So we look below the weekly range, and then we're trading back inside of it. So um, if we get back below it again, I would expect some more sellers, and then a move down to the 68.80 area. But as long as we hold the 69.10, 69.12, then I think that we're likely to chop around and stay in this range. On the upper side, we have this pretty big low volume area at 69.40, so that if we break above the overnight high, then 69.50 is the first target, and then value area sweep from this tight range session, and then see if we can fill the gap above 69.69. The expected move for today is how many points is it? 32 points. So from here, from 30, 30 points is 69.60, 30 points below is 6900. So this, you can see that this market is pricing staying inside this range for now. But we'll see what happens when we get to those edges. I think that's it. We have PMI manufacturing at 9:45 Eastern, but then we don't have anything else scheduled for today. So pretty supposed to be a quiet day. We'll see. Also, it's beginning of the year. We have some flows. Um, you know, 1st of January. Beginning of the year flows. And then if you look at seasonality, the first few days of the year, they tend to be a little bit choppy range trading, and then we start seeing some bullish seasonality around mid January to, let me see if I can show this here. Around mid-January we start seeing some bullish flow into the end of February. Usually that's what we get. So, oh no, sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm looking at the wrong ticker. I apologize. Let's see. So this is the last 10 years on SPX. Okay, so let me rephrase that. Beginning of the year, all the way till mid-February, is supposed to be bullish, seasonally speaking, at least the last 10 years. The last 20 years has been a little more, like I said before, you know, kind of choppy beginning of January and then bullish till mid-February, end of February. Anyway, let's look at NQ, which is also looking, it's a little, I mean, it's still a multi-distribution profile, but we still have a big point of control here at 25,700. So that's going to be a magnet for the time being. If we get below the previous week's low, then target is down here, 25,575, and then below that there's the 50 moving average, and this distribution right here, which is at 350. There's a little bit of a high volume now. And then we still have that gap above that fills at 25,834. And this set of highs haven't been retested. So this is something to look for, because this is a pretty weak high. I have to turn on this 90-day profile for NQ. But you know, this is pretty weak high. Look at this, all this volume at the top of the range, and this 1, 2, 3, 4 highs, pretty much a few ticks from each other. So I would expect these highs to be retested at some point soon. Market doesn't like to leave those kind of that kind of poor structure usually. Okay, gold. Let's see, gold. We have a, you see, this is what I want to see. This is a nice distribution in gold. Pretty big magnet at 43.60. It looks like this earlier on, it looked like we were heading back there. We're still holding here at the single prints, but I think 43.60 is a pretty big magnet. If you see that this is a 20-day profile, but we have the 90-day profile down here. So if we break this lows, then the target becomes 42, 40, what is it? 42, 42. And then above it, there's some resistance at 44.25. That if we break that, if we hold that above that, then 45.20 is the target above. And silver, that's been, I started looking at silver and trading it a little bit, even though it's been insane. So we had this there's two distributions here, two main distributions. And this morning we got almost, we were trying to get back to that 675 area, but then, you know, sellers showed up, but then the 73 is holding. So as long as this 73 area holds, I think that we're gonna go back to that 75. If we get below this area, the 73, then the target 72. See how clearly defined these ranges are, these volume profiles are. So big magnet here, big magnet here. Crude, last but not least, held that 50 moving average and came back all the way through this range. Now it's, you see how we have a double distribution here too, so now it's trading right at support, and if we don't hold this area right where we're trading now, then target is 56.50 right here. Alright, that's about it for today. Good luck, and hopefully you have a good 2026 with lots of profits. Don't forget to like and subscribe.